What's the most important thing a cosplayer needs to get started? Talent? Well, yes, but lots of money? Well, that helps, but having a mum that knows how to sew? Let me rephrase the question. What's the most important tool that every cosplayer needs? Paintbrushes? No, it's a good knife. High, it's foam. Get bent, man, it's glue. Ask different cosplayers, you'll get different answers. But no matter your material of choice, whether it be fabric, foam, cardboard, warbler, there are a few common tools that every cosplayer will use. So today, I've compiled the top 10 tools that every cosplayer will find essential to their craft. What's your favourite make the list? So, starting on list at number 10 is the wonderful craft foam. Whether you're a cosplayer that loves making elaborate dresses or loves making armour, craft foam will always be a staple part of your craft. It's the most versatile material for all cosplayers, new and old alike. It's simple to use, lightweight, non-toxic, readily available, relatively inexpensive, it can be painted over, it's flexible, and it can be cut and manipulated in a variety of different ways. So, what isn't there to love about it? Coming in at number 9 is our trusty Hairspray. Now whether you love wigs or you just want to rock a new do with your own hair, every cosplayer will need a can of Hairspray. Spray it on, heat it with a hairdryer, you've got anime spikes for days. Make a mistake, just comb it out and start again. It's the perfect glue for something as finicky as hair and wigs. Now after you've been breathing in those fuel-smelling, vodka-reminding hairspray fumes for a little while that you hate at first, you kind of get used to it. Just ahead of Hairspray number 8, paintbrushes. With a stupid number of different paints on the market, there's one thing in common that nearly all paints will use: paintbrushes. If you're working with paint, glue, or any other kind of liquid that needs to be applied on your foam, or your armour, or your fabric, your backdrops, you'll be needing your paintbrushes to put it on. Pretty inexpensive, they last a while, so they're definitely deserving of a spot on this list. Just don't forget to wash them after you finish using them. They can get a bit icky. Surprise placement at number 7, we've got old newspaper. Doing arts and crafts of any kind, you'll definitely need something to keep your mess off the floor. Old weekend editions, free newspapers for the elderly, they'll get a second shot at use once you've finished reading them. Chuck them under your paint jobs, under your old wigs when you cut them, lay them up for some extra protection, tape them down. It's inexpensive insurance for any carpet that you might have. And, if you're lucky, you might even get to finish that old crossword that was left unfinished in the puzzle section. Heading to number 6, we have our forgotten heroes, pens and pencils. From planning stage to note-taking stage, to drawing patterns, to marking points, to adjusting and editing, you'll always find a kind of pen or pencil that you'll need at just about every stage of making your costume. Sketching a design, pencils and there. Marking out a cut point, ink it with a pen. Drawing a pattern on your fabric, you're going to need a fabric pencil for that. In my own costumes, I counted about 7 different pens that I use, so mechanical pencil, fabric one, red, blue, black pens, and even red and blue Sharpies for marking everything. Another problem with pens though is you tend to lose them pretty easily, so you'll always find one or two lying around the house when you least expect it. So at the top 5 list at number 5, trusty old seam ripper. So whether you sew things professionally or if you sew things atrociously like myself, everyone who cosplays is going to need a seam ripper. Just like King Arthur's Excalibur or Goku's Kamehameha, it's a pretty powerful weapon for cosplayers. It's basically a cosplayer's ultimate weapon against screwing up. I always try to go through an entire costume telling myself, I'm not going to use the seam ripper this time. As you can expect, I always end up using it. Thing number 4, pins. Use pins with every costume that you make, guaranteed. From holding pattern pieces down, to cutting out individual pieces of fabric, to sewing pieces together, to making edits, to temporarily holding foam pieces together, it's almost impossible to make things perfectly straight with any pins. Cute, colourful, cheap, useful for holding the wig down to your wig head, pins rock. Just don't drop them on the floor carelessly, because they really hurt when you step on them. Coming in at 3rd place, measuring tape and rulers. So everything that you make in cosplay will need to be measured to scale to an appropriate size on yourself, which is where a ruler or a measuring tape will come in handy. So from measuring fabric pieces, to prop parts, to details, to gaps, to spacing in between details and sections, hell, you're going to be keeping your ruler with measuring tape nearby at all times just to make sure things are straight. Buying a good ruler for myself, one of the best investments I've ever made. So, the runner-up on this list of essential cosplay tools, good pair of scissors. So when you make cosplay, you're essentially turning a bunch of large rectangular materials into a magnificent artwork that you wear. So to cut out those large rectangular materials down to size, you're going to need some good snippers. You've got a solid pair of fabric scissors for your fabric, make sure you use them for fabric only. You need a solid pair of scissors for cutting just about everything else. If you're struggling with an old pair of scissors which you're finding hard to cut things anymore, definitely invest in a new pair, you won't regret it. And finally, as you come to expect, the number 1 tool on every cosplay's list, including my own, hot glue guns. Hot glue gun is infamous primarily due to its reliability. having a tendency to melt in hot weathers or become messy upon using it. However, it remains a core choice of adhesive for the majority of cosplayers due to its cheap cost, its fast drying time, how easy it is to use, and its ability to stick to just about anything. Use it for glue, to build things, to create textures, patterns, stick it to foam, to most fabrics, to woods, to plastics, you name it. Hot glue is a cosplayer's best friend. Just remember to take care when using the glue gun at all times, it's really easy to burn yourself. Hot glue? Hot glue sucks! Yeah, hot glue number 1! I told you good scissors would make the list, man. But what about cardboard? G'day fellas, how you going? Now those are my top 10 tools that every cosplayer uses. Your favourite make to the list? Maybe there's something I left out, maybe there's something that you think's a bit overrated. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. We've got more stuff in the works and on the way, and some costumes coming along soon too. Catch you soon. Bye.